125% increase to Social Security benefits. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, now in this video, I do want to discuss a plan that's been around for quite a while now to raise Social Security benefits up to 125% of the federal poverty line for millions upon millions of beneficiaries. I do want to discuss where we currently stand and what are all the latest details. Now, as we know, there's been a lot coming out of Congress as of recently with all the bills packaged and proposals to change Social Security, to reform this program, and we've seen some bills coming out where they do want to raise benefits in a pretty substantial way as well. So I do want to discuss all of that compared with each other and which of these will actually happen, if any. So let's get into it as we have a lot to talk about. However, really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're enjoying this video so far and you want more like it, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you every single day, no matter what, to help you out in any way that I possibly can and to bring you the latest updates as things are changing very rapidly. It's a very busy, confusing, and uncertain time that we're currently living through. We're getting a lot of new information coming out of Congress, lawmakers, and of course the administration as well. A lot of things are changing. Either way, we got to continue watching all of this closely because it will impact all of us in some way, shape, or form. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. And remember, I'll be here for you every single day, no matter what. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and that's my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about the plan that's been around for quite a while, raising benefits up to 125% of the federal poverty line, what this would mean for millions of beneficiaries, what are the numbers behind all of this, as in what would it translate into as far as a monthly benefit, as well as the other plans that are out there, like the very popular one that we've talked about here a few times on the channel, the Social Security Expansion Act from Bernie Sanders and friends, to raise benefits up raise benefits up by $200 per month or $2,400 for the entire year. So there's a lot to talk about here. All right, so first off, we know that there's this plan that's been around for quite a while now to raise these benefits up by 125% of the federal poverty line. Let me run some numbers behind all this so you can clearly see what this actually means, because now that we're in 2023, which by the way, we're a handful of months into the year so far, so obviously the start of the year was several months back, but at the beginning of the year, the federal poverty line actually adjusted higher by 7.28% over what it was last year, okay? So if they were to implement this, that just simply means the benefits would actually be higher because we're using percentages as a basis of the federal poverty line. So as of now, the federal poverty line is $14,580 this year in 2023 as an individual. Now get this, if they actually came forward with this plan and if they raised benefits up for millions of beneficiaries up to 125% of the federal poverty line, it would be a little bit over $1,500 each and every month is what it would actually calculate out to on a monthly basis, by the way. So that's not too bad, right? I mean, that's pretty good. Considering the average Social Security benefit right now is $1,801 per month for a Social Security retirement beneficiary, and the average Social Security disability benefit right now, SSDI, is just under $1,500 a month. So when it comes down to SSDI, it would essentially bring everybody right up to essentially that mark right around the $1,500 line, right? So that'd be pretty amazing, right? However, let's just be fair for a minute here. This plan has been around for quite a while now, and they haven't exactly done a whole lot about it. But again, I want to talk about that, and again, I want to compare it to the plan that is out there right now out of Bernie Sanders and other friends in Congress and in the Senate to raise these benefits up by $200 per month, because we got these two plans. One would increase them by, up to that 125% of the federal poverty line, and the other one would increase them by $200 a month, which would actually be better. Well, it depends. When it comes down to it, I guess it depends. If we go up to 125% of the federal poverty line, that would essentially bring everybody to essentially the same limit who is below that mark, right? Who would be qualified to receive this. However, if everybody gets a $200 per month raise, that'd be a little bit different, because the person earning right now, say $900 a month, would then be brought up to say $1,100 a month. Somebody that's currently getting say $1,500 would then be brought up to $1,700 a month, right? So essentially, it depends how you look at it. If you are looking for everybody to be brought up to at least the federal poverty line and above, then obviously the 125% increase above the federal poverty line would be the way to go, right? But if we're just looking to increase benefits for everybody up by a couple $100s, when obviously the $200 per month increase would be the better bet. And again, it's going to be different for everybody. Depends on where somebody is actually on this spectrum to see, what would be the most advantageous for most people, right? So I would anticipate that this would probably help out the vast majority of people who are well below the federal poverty line or who are receiving lower benefits, which is why they would want to do this, by the way, is to increase these benefits for lower income beneficiaries. Because if we gave everybody across the board a $200 per month raise to benefits, it would impact everybody. The person receiving $600 a month, the person receiving $900 a month, the person receiving $1,000 or $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 a month, they would all be impacted by that. Even the person receiving $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 or more dollars a month would also be impacted by a $200 per month raise. Well, does somebody getting $4,000 a month really need an extra $200? Probably not really, right? But if it comes down to it and they want to increase benefits up to 125% of the federal poverty line, well, this would strictly focus on those individuals who are at or below the federal poverty line. So this would be highly focused on the people that have lower income benefits. So when we look at it that way, we might be thinking, that might actually be a little bit better of a solution because it's actually going to help out the lower income beneficiaries versus everybody that receives benefits who may not need an extra $200 a month, like somebody getting $3,000 or $4,000 plus dollars a single month, right? So let's wrap this all up here and make this kind of make sense as far as where we currently stand, what's going on with this. So it all comes down to this much. Congress is still trying to figure out the best solution going forward. Now, again, I know we've been talking about a lot of new bills, packages, and proposals coming out of Congress and what they want to do to change this program. I get it. There's been a ton of them. In fact, it seems like every single day a new announcement is being made where they're coming out with something else saying, oh, what about this plan? What about this one? What if we do this? What if we do that? It's like every single day something else is coming out. But again, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world because eventually they will take one of these and they will start to move forward with it. Which one it's going to be, we don't really know yet, right? But that's the thing, is we want to come forward with all these different ideas and plans and things like that, and eventually they will find one that sticks and they will continue to move forward with it. So it's not such a bad idea that we're getting all of these, but when it comes down to it, it's essentially all up in the air right now. We don't really have a final solution, and we don't really have a good plan going forward quite yet out of Congress because they don't even know yet. That's why. It's not because they don't want to do anything. No, they do. They certainly want to, which is why they've been working on things, but they honestly have no clue what to do yet, which is why they're still trying to come forward with a different plan to figure out what is the best solution going forward. Are they going to raise taxes? Are they going to push out the full retirement age? Are they going to freeze benefit increases? Are they going to flatten out benefits for everybody? Are they going to boost benefits up to the 125% of the federal poverty line? Are they going to add an extra $200 per month increase to benefits? Are they going to reduce benefits for higher income beneficiaries? Are they going to completely eliminate benefits for higher income beneficiaries? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. How many of these have we seen recently? Also, another one that's recent. This new $1.5 trillion sovereign wealth fund as well, right? That's another one. So again, the list continues to go on and on. But either way, when it comes down to it, we need to think of it this way. The $200 per month raise to beneficiaries would be good, and it would benefit everybody, low income, middle income, higher income beneficiaries. But when we look at the 125% increase up to the federal poverty line, that would mostly impact the lower income beneficiaries, and it wouldn't necessarily impact the higher income beneficiaries because they're already above the federal poverty line, so it doesn't really matter to them, right? So when we look at it, we might be wondering what is actually the best solution. And again, kind of depends based on beneficiaries amounts, but if we want to focus something on strictly on the lower income beneficiaries, which is we do know what a lot of them want to do, as in lawmakers, we know that, well, the 125% increase may be the best solution going forward. But again, just because something is obvious does not mean that Congress actually moves forward with that, right? How many times have we seen that over the last couple of years here, where we think that we see something obvious coming out of Congress, and then sure enough, they say, oh, just kidding, we're going to do a different plan here, right? We've seen it a number of times. Anyway, I wanted to bring this to your attention, let you know where we currently stand, what is going on with these, and is it all game over? Is it still on the table? They're all still on the table right now. That's the thing. Until they actually hammer something down and until they actually move forward with some type of reform to Social Security, all of these are still on the table. All of these are still viable options that we need to still consider and think that, well, maybe someday they'll actually do something like this. And the deal is that someday is getting sooner and sooner. The thing is, we know that Social Security needs to be majorly reformed in a very kind of soon manner, right? We know that this needs to be done pretty quickly here, okay? Well, as a result of that, we know that there's probably going to be a solution here, and there's probably going to be some major reform to Social Security probably sooner than we think, okay? Which is why we got to continue watching all this stuff very closely, because you never know what they're going to pull out and what they're actually going to move forward with, okay? Anyway, hope this one helps you. But again, I want to bring you the latest updates, where we currently stand on all this. And as I do get more details, of course, I'll be right here for you, breaking it all down and letting you know what's going on, how it's going to impact the beneficiaries, who's going to be eligible, what it's going to be, and all the other details like that. There's a lot of things that are happening right now. Again, very busy, confusing, and uncertain time, because we don't have any solid answers. We don't have any certainty with a whole lot of this that's going on. Either way, hope this one helps you. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, take care, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next